Bringing you up-to-the-minute news in local and international maritime trade, it's Nimasa this week. Hello and welcome. My name is Iretiola Doyle. The federal government of Nigeria has established brand new universities to ensure that the average young Nigerian has easy access to affordable and quality education. Now, amongst the brand new institutions established by the Goodluck Ebele Jonathan-led administration is Nigerian Maritime University. Now, it is heartwarming to note that barely 9 months after the groundbreaking ceremony performed by Mr. President last year, all is now set for academic activities to commence. Nimasa's Jonathan Agedo, who was part of the team that visited the university's temporary site in Kurute and the permanent site of Nimasa's Science and Technical College, Oloba, filed in this report presented from our studios.
In line with the transformation agenda of President Goodluck Jonathan, the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency Nimasa established the first maritime university in Nigeria, the Nigerian Maritime University, Okerenkoko, Delta State. This degree-awarding institution will reduce capital flight arising from Nigerians spending hard currency to obtain maritime education from maritime universities abroad, including neighboring Ghana. When the Honorable Minister of Transport, Senator Idris Umar, visited the project site last year, he could not hide his excitement at the pace of work going on and the prospect of Nigeria's Maritime University coming on stream.
Going around this building clearly gives everybody hope and encouragement. The level of work that has been done here is quite encouraging. It has the international standard, and I believe that it is a very good learning environment. The structures, the serenity are definitely very, very conducive for adequate and sufficient learning. And I think I would like to commend the management of Nimasa for this great feat.
A visit to the university temporary site in Kurute, Delta State shows that all is set for academic studies to commence, and Nigerians who desire a career in maritime education now have a university to attend. Lecture theatres are ready, the clinic, hostels, administrative block and well-equipped classrooms now set for academic activities. Other specialized training facilities such as the diving tank and swimming pool, amongst others, are also nearing completion.
Standard of theater that we have here is a world acceptance or world-class theater. And when you go into the classroom, standard classroom with fixed air condition, auditorium, standard, health-wise restaurant. The environment is conducive for learning.
From the commitment to localizing quality maritime education, it is clear that the federal government of Nigeria is committed to localizing quality maritime education in line with acceptable international standards. This much President Goodluck Jonathan revealed while performing the groundbreaking ceremony of the Nigerian Maritime University in 2014.
The establishment of this maritime university here to relay because the issue of manpower is key. And we believe that this is a good thing. It will help significantly in terms of producing the required manpower for this blue economy. We want our boys and girls to key into the training programs of the Nimasa and of course also the Amnesty Office to improve on their skills so that they can work anywhere in the world. The marine business is a global business, the oil business is a global business. When you are well-trained, you can work anywhere in the world. And that is why government is emphasizing in these areas of skill acquisition.
The Director General of Nimasa, Dr. Ziakede Patrick Akwabolokemi, under whose watch these projects, which had been a mirage in the past, became reality, noted that the political support from the federal government served as a needed catalyst for Nigeria to have its first degree-awarded institution specialized in maritime education.
We decided to initiate and establish these projects, which will provide a pillar for the rapid transformation of the Nigerian maritime sector in line with the set agenda. We are totally committed and determined to achieve these goals with the conviction that They are mainly what it takes to engineer the growth of the sector. We are therefore pursuing these goals rigorously with total resolve and drawing inspiration from Mr. President's patriotic vision and pragmatic efforts towards national transformation that will see to Nigeria's leap into the league of leading economies of the world.
Aside from the university, work is also progressing steadily at the Nimasa Science and Technical College, Okoloba. A visit to the permanent site shows that construction work has reached an advanced stage, and students who have been at the temporary site for the past 2 years will soon move to the permanent site.
We can be moving to the permanent site from the temporary site. You've seen the temporary sites. The facilities there are as good as what you can have anywhere in the world. We are even very confident that the facilities you have at the permanent site will be better. We have the classroom blocks, all very near completion. We equally have what you call the administrative block and the residential facilities. You can see the sports complex is all coming up. We are committed to completing these projects on schedule, and we equally are committed to the transformation agenda of the President in seeing that we give adequate education to our youth.
It's still Nimasa this week, the official mouthpiece of the Nigerian maritime sector. We will be back after the break.
Nimasa this week, the authoritative voice in the maritime sector.
Nigeria is endowed with vast mineral resources, a major oil-producing and exporting country. Oil exploration and exploitation is increasing, thus making crude oil available for shipment. This is evident from the daily output of crude oil in recent time. Nigeria has over 187 trillion cubic feet of natural gas reserve. Only a small fraction of these reserves is currently tapped. This monumental discovery of natural gas reserve has in no mean way increased the availability of cargo for shipping for several years to come. There are also deposits of solid minerals in Nigeria which are yet to be tapped. There are efforts being made for Nigeria to export cement and fertilizer to other countries of the world, and this will add to the cargo base and throughput of the shipping sector. With the rapid transformation of the agricultural sector by the present federal government, more cargo will be made available for shipping. Excess agricultural produce, particularly cassava and grains, will be aggregated and packaged for shipping to other countries of deficit. Non-oil export in 2013 was about $2.9 billion. Plans are on for reviving the Ajaokuta steel mill and the nation's refineries, with the possibilities of new ones springing up under the PPP arrangement. With government's bold steps in privatizing power generation and distribution and the Nigeria Gas Master Plan that ensures availability of gas for power generation, there will be increased production in local industries, and this will translate to more finished goods both for local consumption and export. In essence, there are deliberate plans to increase non-oil export in Nigeria. With the new national automotive policy, Nigeria will export cars to other African countries. This will give a boost to shipping.
Still on maritime education. Now, it is no longer news that the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, Nimasa, has established maritime institutes in 6 Nigerian universities across all the geopolitical zones in the country. However, what is news is that the Maritime Institute at the University of Nigeria, Nsukka, is gradually taking shape, what with the official handover of the Institute's permanent site to Nimasa by the university's authorities. Once again, Nimasa's Jonathan Agedu, who was present at this event, filed in this report from our studios.
Enhancing maritime education is one area the present government has laid much emphasis. Aside of the short-term stopgap measure of the Nigerian Seafarers Development Program (NSDP), to the long-term solution based on the newly established Nigerian Maritime University, Nimasa, under the leadership of Dr. Ziakede Patrick Akpoblokemi, has established 6 maritime institutes in universities across the country. These are the Maritime Institutes in the University of Lagos, Ibrahim Babangida University, Lapai, Niger State, University of Nigeria, Nsukka, Niger Delta University, Amasoma in Bayelsa State, Federal University, Kashere, Gombe State, and the Maritime Institutes in Anambra State University, Uli. These institutes are part of the federal government's efforts to grow human capacity and ensure that the nation's maritime potentials are fully harnessed. While infrastructural development and academic activities have commenced in maritime institutes across all universities, that at the University of Nigeria in Nsukka is now on course, with the official handover of the permanent site for the institute to officials of Nimasa. The Vice-Chancellor of the University of Nigeria in Nsukka, Professor Benjamin Chukwuna Ozumba, formally handed over the permanent site for the construction of the proposed Institute of Maritime Studies to the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, Nimasa. He was represented by Professor Josephat Onwumere, Head of Banking and Finance Department, University of Nigeria, Enugu Campus. Performing the official ceremony, Professor Josephat Onwumere thanked Nimasa for citing the institute in the University of Nigeria Enugu campus and implored the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency Nimasa to fast-track the project work to enable the institute commence immediate academic activities, noting that the maritime sector has the potential to turn around the country's economy.
It will enhance the capacity building in the maritime sector. We are going to train people here on maritime management, and that is the business aspect of maritime business, and which is very critical to everything we are doing, especially in an economy which we think should be led by the private sector. So for such a project is going to help a lot. You know, maritime means so much. The contribution of the maritime sector to the GDP, that's the gross domestic product of Nigeria, is high and is going to improve when the technical expertise and managerial capacities are provided.
In his remarks, the director of the Institute of Maritime Studies in the University of Nigeria in Nsukka, Professor Ichoku, also thanked Nimasa and restated their readiness to develop a curriculum to introduce courses on maritime law, maritime insurance, maritime telecom, engineering, amongst others.
We are going to build capacity in maritime law. We are going to build capacity in maritime business, capacity in maritime insurance, and capacity in telecom engineering, maritime telecom engineering. That's what we intend to do. We are saying bravo to Nimasa for selecting us.
In his address, the Deputy Director Procurement Nimasa, Mr. Otonye Obom, who represented the Director General, Dr. Ziakede Patrick Akpoblokemi, assured that Nimasa will not relent in a quest to enhance human capacity for the Nigerian maritime sector.
It is a key vision and part of the 4-point agenda of Dr. Ziakede Patrick Akpoblokemi, the Director General and Chief Executive Officer of the agency. And its progress so far, we've seen the development in the various universities using, and the maritime universities have already taken off in some universities, and it is part of this kind gesture that has shifted the focus to this university now. So it will continue like this.
Now you know what they say, all work and no play makes Jack or Jill a very dull individual. Now a clarion call has gone out to all the practitioners and stakeholders within the maritime sector of our economy to embrace the sport of golf as a veritable means to promote mental and physical alertness. Now this call was made by the president of the Women's International Shipping and Trading Association, WISTA, Mrs. Jean Chiazo Anishiri, during the maiden edition of the Maritime Golf Tournament that took place in Lagos recently. Now, this keenly contested event attracted participants from both the public and private sectors. And it didn't just end there. The tournament ended with a dinner night where all the individuals who distinguished themselves during the tournament were honored. Our correspondent, Amanda Akman, was present and filed in this report.
The maiden edition of the Maritime Golf Competition held recently at the Ikoyi Golf Course had about 138 golfers comprising of top-rated golfers and representatives of the various maritime agencies and parastatals participating in the tournaments. The one-day competition organized to provide opportunity for players from the industry to network, connect with existing and new customers, as well as promote wellness and good health, kicked off with the Executive Secretary of the Nigerian Shippers Council, Barrister Hassan Bello, performing the official tee-off to declare the tournament open. The competition then saw the players compete amongst themselves in groups to clinch the grand prize and other consolation prizes of the competition. Speaking with the Nimasa This Week crew at the tournament, the Executive Secretary Nigerian Shippers Council, Barrister Hassan Bello, says the tournament has a corporate social responsibility for corporate organizations.
Shippers Council, together with Nimasa and some other private maritime institutions, are keen to see that, golf, like any other sports, also receives our corporate attention.
The head public relations at Nimasa, Mr. Isiche Osangbi, applauded the initiative of the organizers for providing a platform for recreational activities that will ultimately enhance the well-being of the body. He, however, attributed the success of the tournament to the existing synergy among sister agencies and parastatals in the maritime industry.
Sports is a building factor in anything you do, and being together with other players in the maritime sector, supporting one cause, shows that when we keep working together as a team, it goes a long way to really emphasize the fact that you need to build synergy.
Mr. Osangbi then used the opportunity to reiterate Nimasa's commitment in ensuring that the nation's maritime domain is safe and conducive for business activities.
We'll keep doing our very best to make sure that the maritime sector, is taken to its greatest heights. On behalf of the Director General of Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency Nimasa, Dr. Ziakede Patrick Akwoblokemi, I want to say that we are glad, we appreciate being invited to partner with the organizers in this event, and we look forward to future much more eventful opportunities to bring stakeholders together and also use the opportunity not only to play sports, and golf in particular, but share ideas about how to make our maritime domain safer.
One of the organizers of the competition, Mrs. Jean Anisher, tells us the reasons for initiating the competition.
We don't have maritime players on the golf course, and we thought we should have a tournament for maritime only. And the only way we can do that is organize a golf tournament for our great industry. Because what we see are people in the oil and gas sectors, and they are doing very well in the game of golf. So bottom line is to promote the game of golf to the maritime industry.
Players at the tournament also shared their experience during the competition and expressed satisfaction with the level of preparation put in place.
For the tournament itself, I think it's one of the best organized since my tenure. This is the first time. You can see the course is very free. The flights are moving smoothly. There was no hold up, even on traditional hold up holes. There was no hold up at all. So I think that the pace has been good. It's been fantastic.
It's a great event to get the maritime industry together, because we need to show more camaraderie among ourselves. A lot of times it's always competing against each other. This is a chance we can all work together to make it better for ourselves.
Presentation of gifts and trophies to winners in the tournament took place at the dinner night held in honor of the players that participated in the competition. The Special Assistant to the Director General of Nimasa, Mr. Bob Nabena, was at the award night to represent the Director General of Nimasa, Dr. Ziakede Patrick Akpoblokemi.
This is a laudable initiative on the part of the organizers, really. Getting people within golfers, precisely within the maritime sector, to come together under a particular social platform. Prior to now, what we've been having is that the golfers basically within the maritime sector have been subsumed in other industrial platforms such as the oil and gas. So what we've been seeing is that some of our members sometimes always think that they are parcel of that, but to carve out a niche, a social platform whereby golfers can come together within the maritime domain and then tend to, socialize, to interact. I think it's wonderful.
The Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency is rapidly reviving the human capital base of the Nigerian maritime industry through her Nigeria Seafarers Development Program (NSDP). This it is doing by sponsoring the training of young Nigerians in seafaring professions in different maritime institutions across the globe. Since inception in 2010, about 2,500 students have been sent to train overseas, and graduates are already emerging from the scheme. As the NSDP program is sustained over time, Nigeria will become a hub for seafarers in Africa and beyond, having a large pool of seafaring professionals. To support this scheme, the administration has also established a maritime university and a technical college to augment the existing Maritime Academy, Oron, and other maritime institutions in some Nigerian universities. These have positioned Nigeria as seafarers' hub in Africa, as well as improve Nigeria's maritime technology and know-how.
Nimasa, Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency. For Obonga shipping registration, no. Nimasa, commercial shipping, no. Nimasa, maritime labor,
The Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, Nimasa, the nation's maritime watchdog, established to promote maritime safety, security, commercial shipping, and regulate maritime pollution. Nimasa is well positioned and committed to take the development and standardization of Nigeria's maritime industry to greater heights. Are you interested in the local or international commercial shipping business or in seafaring and do not know what to do or how to go about it? Nimasa will guide and see you through. Sea pirates, oil thieves, and all forms of dubious and illegal business on Nigeria's maritime domain have no hiding place because Nimasa's eagle eyes will locate or catch up with you. For Nimasa, it is zero tolerance to sea pollution, as all abandoned ships and wrecks on Nigeria's waterways which pose danger to sea transportation will be cleared. Nimasa, promoting safe and secure maritime environment.
And so we come to the end of this week's edition of our show. As always, we hope we kept you educated and informed. Now, please don't forget, we cannot say this enough, Nimasa this week is interactive. We want to respond to your questions, your comments, and yes, sometimes even your criticisms. All you need to do is send an email to the address currently showing on your screen. Now, let us remember, we have been saying this since the very first day of this year, especially within this period of time. Let safety and security be our watchword, not only on our motorways and airways, but also on our waterways. Once again, it's Iretiola Doyle signing off. Until next week. Goodbye.